any Lerolds. But again, I don't meet these people. So
Well, you probably met a
still,
lot of people that go by Larry, but they're actually Larold.
Lerold. I will still never meet Lerold, but a hearty handshake to him. Lerold Forfin Pfuffer for helping out there in the video department. Thank you. Your Guardians are back on the field tomorrow night in Texas to start up 3-game weekend series against the Rangers in Arlington. That's going to be an 8:05 start here on MMS. 7:40 something is when your pregame coverage will begin. They'll start the week at PNC Park against the Pirates, and then they'll come back and host the Phillies next Friday. I don't think the Pirates are doing that well either. That's my National League team. They have yet to win 50 games as well. Your Guardians are sitting at 500 right now. Still ahead of the Twins, though. Like a half a game ahead of the Twins. A little back and forth there between those two teams. But tomorrow night, 8:05 is when the weekend series will begin. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, by the way, tell me where you do that. John listens in Lewis Center, Ohio. That is suburban Columbus. Tiffany is in Lake Camelot, Illinois, near the Peoria Metropolitan Megaplex. And we have a lot of listeners in Austin, Texas. A good friend of mine, he actually was one of my groomsmen at my first wedding, lived in Chicago forever and ever and ever. And then about a year and a half ago, he decided, he's a lawyer, he's going to move and start his practice in Austin, Texas. And so that's where he lives now. And he lives in a neighborhood that is kind of a, it's a nice neighborhood. If you've been to Austin, Texas, the neighborhood is called Travis Heights. Very popular neighborhood. It is just south of downtown Austin. It's right there across the river. And that's where he's living. And he sent me the story about part of that neighborhood. They are stopping the mail delivery because there's a very aggressive hawk that is dive bombing people who live there. And so they sent Fox 7 out down there in Austin to warn people.
Yeah, Mike, we're on Milam Place right off of Kenwood Avenue, but we're keeping our distance a little bit. You see that tree behind me? That's where a particularly aggressive hawk has decided to take up residency.
You know, we have foxes and obviously raccoons and rabbits and squirrels.
That wildlife, Travis Heights resident Alfredo Del Barrio has enjoyed, but there's another more...
Alfredo Del Barrio.
Sounds like a taco of the month.
We're like, where did you guys eat last night? It was, Alfredo Del Barrio opened up a new location in Travis Heights. It's delicious.
Enjoyed, but there's another more threatening presence.
Imagine walking out of your house and knowing that you're going to get, like, punched in the back of the head by an animal with, like, large talons. So it's not ideal.
This tree in front of his home has been adopted by a neighborhood hawk, particularly protective of its nest. Now even going out for a run takes some extra planning.
My brother actually said he thought that he was on a run and he thought I punched him in the back.
Oh, it's Alfredo, not Alfredo. Alfredo Del Barrio.
Way less exciting.
I like the Chiron. Alfredo Del Barrio, and then underneath, has been attacked by hawk.
They just need something to write down there. What are they going to put?
Well, anybody else they talked to, they could have written, has not been attacked by hawk yet.
They usually put, like, frustrated resident or something like that.
Well, Alfredo has been attacked by that hawk.
Back of the head, which, you know, I haven't done in 15 years. So I've always been able to dodge it. So I just kind of, like, go underneath my awning, like, run into my car, or I just, like, run back here.
It's not just the residents that know to look up.
So the construction guys, they speak Spanish, and they'd say águila, which means eagle in Spanish. So they'd get, like, dive bombed on their hard hats, and so you just hear, like, the thump of the hard hats on the construction workers.
The executive director of the Travis Audubon Society says this is not uncommon. She shared one possible contributor to recent attacks.
Because we have had such severe winter weather over the past several winters, it is possible that we have lost significant enough canopy that birds are having to look for different spots.
So they're losing their bird canopy down there. Anyway, That's my buddy of mine's neighborhood down there in Travis Heights, right near Milam Place and Kenwood Avenue. If you are a bureau chief in the greater Austin metropolitan area, or you have to find yourself south of the river and perhaps traveling through Travis Heights, make sure. Now, what if you're somebody looking up so as to not be attacked by the hawk and it gets you in the eye?
Ugh.
What then?
Hawkeye.
What then? What do you do if that shows up? Dive bombing and yelling and
I guess I don't realize how big a hawk actually
They're
is.
big, man.
big hawk. I
But
mean,
it's not
it's
something
something
you
that
can fight off. Like one good, like a tennis racket swing would probably like get it away. Like it's not
Yeah,
gonna
but if
fight you.
you got a tennis racket?
I
If
would
that
if I
thing
knew
comes
it-
at you while you're just
protective
on a
one.
walk?
If I was running and I knew there was a crazed hawk on the loose, yeah, I would bring my tennis racket or a bat or whatever. It'll mess around and find out.
Yeah, but if it gets one scratch at you or one bite, those talons are sharp, man.
yeah, they're like razors.
I remember I almost got.
Poundcake, if there was big hawk coming at your face, you're
But-
not going to want that.
Razor sharp talons.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not looking for a fight, but like
You can't handle a big hog?
This it's
a big
a
ol' hawk.
It's the wingspan is huge. It's a just big hawk right in your face.
that newscaster lady, she was like, and we're not gonna get too close, but she didn't even want to deal with it. She put too much effort into her outfit to.
Yes,
Get messed with by
you're on television because you're hot.
Yeah, she's.
She don't want something scratching up her face.
Yeah, she don't
People
wanna-
are
she
TV
don't want a
reporters.
Big old hawk messing her up.
They're hanging on for dear life over there on the television.
Do something. Spray some Raid or something. I don't
Raid
know.
for
It's
birds.
For ants.
Spray bird raid.
Bird raid.
There's got to be a
Bird
way
base.
to get rid of it. Because I remember when I was.
I can't believe somebody in the neighborhood under cover of night wouldn't be out there with a pellet gun trying to take out this
or
hawk.
like throwing a ball or something or a basketball. You can knock
Well, no,
it
I mean
down.
you might hit like a neighbor's house doing that. I'm saying
Please
somebody
try
out
and
there
take down a hawk with a
with a
basketball.
baseball.
I'm not-
no, with a
I said the
basketball.
net.
basketball.
Ooh, think how pissed she'd be if like someone knocked over her eggs.
Well, that's the thing. But people think birds live in nests. They don't.
They just lay their eggs there.
Yeah, they protect the eggs there.
I remember when I was a kid, I almost got a text. It wasn't a big bird, but it was big enough.
Pterodactyl.
No, it was a bird. And my cousin and I, it was pretty eggs. And it was just in a small pine tree. The pine tree wasn't tall enough for where we couldn't see the nest in there. I don't know why she chose to go that low, but we were walking up to the pine tree to look at the nest, and the bird must have saw us, and it started and just started chasing after us. And I pushed my cousin down, and then I ran. and then luckily the bird didn't swoop down that low to get her. But yeah.
Well, especially since it's clearly a drone.
Right.
So somebody should be able to take that thing out.
Yeah, just take the batteries out.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Mary was talking yesterday about relapse dreams, and yeah, I'm in recovery. It happens. But when I first got clean, my sister was talking about, she's a vegetarian. She was talking about how she'll have dreams where she's just devouring chicken wings. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever that, she's having vegetarian relapse dreams.
Meat relapse.
Meat Relapse.
Plain
that's an
incarceration,
album.
I think, right?
Yeah, Meat Relapse is playing with Neighborhood Hawk at the Agora this fall. Does Brian have dreams about chowing down on chicken wings ever?
No, but I am
No?
slowly converting him back to a meat eater.
Why would you do that? To
I'm
make
not-
life
no,
less
no, no, no,
inconvenient
no.
for you?
I'm not pressuring anything. Anytime I make something with meat, he ends up taking a little couple slices onto his own plate. Or if we're out to eat, or we're there this, and he has a little tiny couple bites here and there. And
Is it because he's tired of complaining about it, or why
I
is
don't know
he?
what it is.
He didn't turn vegetarian for the right reasons.
Well, what are the right reasons?
Because you think animals are smart or you think animals are smart, or
I mean, I think
sustainability?
yeah.
I don't think that's any more. I don't think that's any more right or wrong than for your own health.
Well, his ex-girlfriend was a vegetarian, which is what originally made him a vegetarian, and then it stuck for 5 years because of sustainability and
So he originally
animals
did
have
it under
feelings and-
duress.
yes.
I see.
But
You're bringing him back to the dark side.
well, I for a long time was only making like chicken or ground turkey or things like that, but I waited almost a year because I felt bad cooking like a nice cut of steak at our house, and then he doesn't have something equally as delicious. Yeah, where I'm like, I'm not going to make you stir fry and make me a filet. That seems unfair, you know? But over the last few months, I've been doing more of that where I'll cook a steak at home or a really nice cut of salmon or something like that. And then little by little, he's inching back into it. Oh, just give me 2 little slices. Can I just? Oh, no, or I'll make bacon on the weekends for me and Blake. All of a sudden, there's 2 little pieces of bacon on Brian's plate, you know?
Wow.
So maybe it's just because of availability. Before I lived there, nobody was cooking meat in his home.
Well, yeah, but that means you're implying that he's that his principles are malleable. That it's just, I mean, most relationships are based on proximity.
Yes.
You're saying that that's the same with him and meat.
I think so. I don't know that he'll go full-blown
If he's close
back.
to meat, yeah.
But when you haven't had bacon in 5 years and then someone starts cooking bacon in your house,
It's pretty good.
it's pretty good.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean, I always think of people who go back to eating meat, and for the first little bit, they have a hard time with it.
Well, and that's why he only keeps it to a couple bites because he's like,
Yeah.
I will get sick. If you try
Right.
to cook me a steak, I'll throw up.
Right.
Like, there's no way. So he'll have a piece or 2 of bacon or like 1 chicken wing or something like that.
I heard a bit you were doing last night.
Oh, God. I was at an open mic, first of all.
It's
a
not
Bill
about
show?
the bit. It's about there's just some hypocrisy is all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm very frustrated.
Do you want
with
to set it up?
I'm annoyed. I'm very annoyed because Bill asked me to come to his show.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Hey, come by and do a set. You're already in Lakewood.
Now he's
Wasn't gonna
turning
do
on
it.
you.
Wasn't going to do it. Did I know that he was recording an open mic? No, I did not. Part 1. Part 2, I'm there as a favor. Part 3,
Why aren't you recording all your sets?
because it's an open mic.
So
and I
what?
record
You
them.
never know what's going to hit.
I record them on my phone. I record
okay.
the audio of it.
That's what I meant.
So
Yeah.
the bit in question.
I forgot I was recording, to be honest.
Sure you did.
I
The
did.
bit in question, brand new bit.
No,
Wrote
okay.
that day. So if this is the first time these words are ever leaving my mouth.
And here's
See,
what I'm going to say.
That is what I take offense to.
That I'm
Here's-
like,
here's
I've
what
never
I'm
said
gonna
this
say.
before.
That you
This is a
set them
brand
up.
new topic. I'm just trying to,
All right.
because that's how you write comedy. You got to hear it. You got to
Right.
you got to work it out on stage.
But why tell them that it might suck?
So now I'm getting
I'm not even saying,
ridiculed.
I'm not even saying it's funny or not funny. I actually think the premise is very funny, and I think you have something there. The first thing
Well, let
you
me-
said though
Let me play it.
is what I take upset.
just go. Just play it. I'm already aggravated.
Well, don't be aggravated. We're working on
Don't
everything
tell me
out.
what to do.
Wow.
I wrote this joke and it's not going to work because I just wrote it today. I get really annoyed when I'm on social media and I see people writing like heartfelt messages from old people. That really, really annoys me. But first of all, they'll post a picture of them like holding their grandmother's hand in a hospital bed. Like, who is this for? This is the most personal thing, and you're just blasting this out on Instagram because
There.
the post before this was an Instagram model's ass.
All right, that's good.
can't
That's all I
handle
need to
this. What
do.
are you doing?
I think what I thought was, and I ran over to Brian when you were doing this bit, and I was like, she has a problem with people oversharing.
It's not about oversharing. I think that posting a dead person's hand on Facebook is a bit much.
But like the like telling but it's a personal thing that they're doing.
Sure. But I've never posted a picture of my dad's deceased body.
But I think it's ridiculous with as much as people post to like have a problem with what anybody posts.
It just annoys me. That's all I said.
And again,
is that I saw.
and I just thought it was funny.
I am an oversharer on social media,
Right,
100%.
and that's what
but
I thought was funny.
Have I ever crossed the threshold of posting deceased body parts?
No, but I don't have a problem with.
So that was my whole point. I
Right.
had seen a girl
And
who
again-
posted a picture of her and her dead grandpa's hand.
Again,
my dearest Papa passed away today. I'm
And
like,
again,
that's a dead hand.
I want you to understand.
That's psychotic.
I think the bit has legs. I absolutely think it has legs. I just think it's funny.
My problem
When-
is
when-
why.
when
My
Mary-
problem is why tell the crowd the joke's not going to work.
Because
Why
it makes
set
me
them up?
feel better when it doesn't.
So you're trying to hedge your bets,
Well, no, because it's literally the first time it's coming out of my face. And
right?
It was literally
But they don't know that.
It's just a premise. I've never even...
Right, but they only know, like, why? Have you ever told a crowd that and then got uproarious laughter?
Yes.
Probably not,
Yes.
because
Yeah,
you already
absolutely.
told them it wasn't going to work.
100% I have.
No, that's definitely something that like you'll do because then they lower
So
their
then why-
expectations, then you get a bigger pop
But then
from it.
why tell them?
Because I didn't even have a sentence written. Do you hear how uniformed and all over the place that setup is?
Well, then why
the setup
perform
took
it?
40 seconds. Because it's an open mic. There's
'Cause she's
nowhere else
working
to
on
do
it.
this.
But it's
I am
hilarious.
at the place where you find out if a joke works, and old silly sneaky Squires over here
You're
is
Squire,
recording
but
it.
You are, but
it's
you
with no S at
are-
the end.
You are, what I'm saying is, you are smart enough and accomplished enough to know if a joke is underwritten. So why
okay, Alan,
do it
you
if
are
it's not?
getting hung up on the wrong part because this is an open mic.
Listen, I did a
is the
billion of them.
place-
What I'm saying
So
is,
what I'm
you
trying
But
to
that's
say,
not
this
your
should
process.
This should not be surprising to you. My process of writing is to take a premise on stage at an open mic where there is zero pressure and then figure it out. Hey, here's an idea I had today. Let's see if there's anything to it.
So you tell them, hey, this isn't going to work.
This, or hey, this is brand
And then
new. Or
sometimes
hey,
it
I
does.
just thought of this today.
And then sometimes it does.
Sometimes it doesn't.
And again, the only thing I think it's a good premise. I think it's gonna be funny.
That's not even the premise of the joke. Is the whole point? The whole point of that joke, the premise
I
that
know,
I took
I know,
on stage.
I know.
No, because now you're gonna let me defend myself. Stop cutting me off. The premise of that joke isn't even the part that you played. The premise is how people will post their old ass grandfather and be like, "He said the secret to a happy life is always forgiving everybody." And I'm like, this guy was around in the 40s. Okay, he was beating women and I don't know how many. If he was even on
beating women.
the right side of World War II. We don't know what he was like. And now you're going to take life advice from this guy? That was the premise I took on stage. This part that Bill recorded without me knowing and is now playing on the radio from an open mic where I thought I was amongst friends trying to figure out and hone my craft.
You thought you were in a safe space.
I'm not.
And here I am.
Blowing me up.
Yeah, but you told the audience last night it wasn't going to work, so what do you care if we air it?
I care that I'm being made to, it's being
Account.
put out there. Like, look at how dumb Mary is on stage when she says hypocritical
He
crap
didn't say the
for
word
the first
dumb.
time ever.
You're projecting. He
not
never used the
projecting
word.
anything.
He never used the word dumb. He never questioned your intelligence.
I just had a moment with Brian where we were like, "What the hell?" She's mad. At
Did
what other
Brian
people
tell you
do.
that Bill came up to him?
No,
I'm like, she's gonna be mad about what other people are posting.
bro. And like I said, that wasn't even part of
I
the
know,
original premise.
I
That
get
just
it.
came out because that's what happens when you go on stage. Stuff just falls out of your face at an open mic. And usually your friends aren't recording it to use against you the next day at work.
I'm not trying to use
at your
it
place
against
of
you.
employment.
Trying to use it.
If we had an HR here, I'd call them for invasion of privacy.
HR. Hey, we just
And
played
speaking of
something on
privacy,
the air.
You're gonna post all this on your Instagram in 2 minutes anyway. You're like, oh, Bill just.
It's a free exchange of ideas between the two of you.
Now I was gonna be like, oh, Bill hates you. Like they're not gonna get this a bit.
Whatever. My whole point is that's how open mics work.
And if you,
You
didn't
go
want
to
me to
them-
play it, I wouldn't have played
You
it.
go to them to bomb. You
Yeah.
go to them to find out if something is good or not. You go to them to say things that you've never said before. If you're going to an open mic with I'm not going to take my best 5 minutes that I would do on TV and do it at an open mic. I don't need that. I know that those jokes work. This is the place to find out if jokes work.
I know.
And then I'm secretly being recorded and outed for being a hypocrite. Like Bill's never said anything hypocritical in his life. Oh, Mary overshares, and then she goes say that old people's picture should be put up. You should take a picture of your grandpa in an incinerator and then post it because that's really nice. People
You
can't relate.
you fell right into his trap, didn't you?
Oh, I almost swore.
You walked right in.
So worked up.
He laid out the welcome mat for you, and you walked right through the door.
Well, whatever, dude.
Right through the
Super
door.
annoying. Do I overshare? Maybe. Do I post dead pictures of people's hands? No,
Not yet.
I do not.
Also,
But you
I don't
never know.
I don't know what constitutes oversharing.
I don't know either because I
Well,
get
you know-
accused of it a lot, and I think I'm just being helpful and informative.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what overshare. I think there's a consensus somewhat where people say oversharing the note you're talking about, but on social media, I don't know what constitutes oversharing.
I don't like seeing pictures of deceased people. I don't want to see your dead grandpa's hand. That creeps me out. That is a legitimate
You can't even tell the difference between a dead grandpa's hand and a regular grandpa's hand.
Well, when they post about it, my papaw passed away. Here's his dead hand. That creeps me out.
Yeah.
That's you scroll past it.
People grieve differently.
Creeps me out.
You're taking the time. Just scroll past it. Just keep on scrolling.
Well, you know what I think?
Bless you. I'm going to take a break.
Oversharing again.
Oversharing her belches. Cleveland Orchestra is performing a Blossom. It's part of that summer concert series they're going to do. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, I believe is what it's called. And I will have a 4-pack of tickets for you after the break. If you want to get out there, lay out the whole picnic thing, whatever they do out there at Blossom.